Ages of resistance. Agents of the resistance. Listen.
The vet gets him wet. Name that movie. No left turn. Good. I just want to go right anyway. Right. Ooh. Oh, wow. Jesus. No outlet. Well, fine. Fuck me. I'll go the other way. Keep right. I like keeping right. So yeah, I don't like being able to see cars behind me. However, being able to spot police behind me, fantastic. Ooh. Random. Whoop. Still recording, yay! I guess that's another good thing for mirrors. Chalk that one up. Where's my positive and negatives? Yellow. Negative. They look fucking ugly. What a fucking cocksucker. Oh, those look fun. Teeny tiny little ones. Got him. Haha. He doesn't know it. I'm an undercover sport bike rider. So there's this. Is it a chemical facility? It's either a chemical facility or a paper factory or a fucking Arizona chemical facility. It smells like beef jerky and poop all mixed together. It fucking stinks. Ew. Oh my god. What the fuck? If you catch like the wrong breeze, you could smell it on the beach. Ugh. Bleh. 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 How do you fucking like work or live anywhere fucking near this shit? Blech. So like any other bike, I'm slowly but surely modifying this one. I initially wanted to buy everything for the bike that I was going to want for it before I bought the bike. I didn't want to wait anymore. So I ended up buying just a few things for it that I knew I was going to want right off the start. And I will slowly creep out into the fucking road and decide to let me hit myself. No, I will slowly buy more things for the bike. Like, number one was the rear sets. That was number one. I had to have GP shifts because I'm coming from the R1 that has GP shift. I don't want to have to relearn how to shift my bike. Is it hard? No, I could do it. But I'd be swapping out back and forth between the R1 and the Diablo. The R1, the Diablo, the R1, the Diablo. And I don't want to fucking have to try and remember fucking which one I'm on. I mean, yeah, obviously you can tell, but if I can fix it to where it's the way I want it, no problem. So, after searching on the forums, I found that Woodcraft makes them, and I picked up a set of their Woodcraft rear sets. I mean, fucking cool as shit. Bolted right up, no friggin' problems. Put them together, just bolted right up. And love it. I they're like fully customizable on my shift levers and where my brake lever is, and I need to set my fucking suspension once it breaks in. But yeah, fully customizable for my rear sets. Stoked. Love it. All kinds of traffic. So bought the rear sets. I bought ASV brake levers and clutch brake levers. Two brake levers. I bought two ASV brake levers. Why? Because fuck clutch levers. So I bought ASV levers, brake and clutch, purely because it's a brand of levers that I already have for the R1 that have been tried and tested and proven through myself. So I like them. They're the unbreakables and they go that way. So in the event of this fucking bike actually laying down and crashing, and I fucking God hope it never does, I have levers that'll be saved because they'll be able to fold out of the way. Not to mention they're shorties, so I like shorties a lot better anyway. I have frame sliders coming. Frame sliders are on their way from Motivation USA. That's a pretty big, get fucked. It's a pretty big distributor for like Ducati parts and KTM parts and all kinds of other these little parts and shit that they make stuff available for the bikes. But Motivation USA, I actually had their sliders before on my ZX6, before the cage. Before the cage? Yes. Before the... No. No. No, I had, Vortex? Not Vortex. I had... What kind of sliders did I have on my ZX6? Oh, wow, that was so long ago. Huh. I forget, but they were terrible. They were shitty sliders, so they weren't Motivation USA. I did, however, get a rear axle slider that was Motivation USA for the ZX6 that was able to cover up the nut. And I think that's when I switched to the cage. Yeah, that makes sense, because I wrecked, fucked up the bolt, and I didn't want to fuck up the bolt again if I ever wrecked, so I bought a Motivation axle nut sliders for them. And I went with the RNG for the ZX10, which were fantastic. But I have Motivation USA, Motivation frame slider set coming for this and the front axle. I'm still deciding what I want to do for a slider for the rear. The rear is kind of different for the single-sided swing arms, so I'm going from there, seeing how that goes. I gotta figure out what I want to do with that. The exhaust is still way too quiet for me, and I still have this butt-ugly fender on it. I mean, it's not bad looking in comparison to other fenders that I've seen on bikes. So I mean, in comparison, it's a fantastic fender. But I do have a Competition Works fender eliminator coming to where it'll just tuck it up underneath the back side of the bike, and I have that beautiful 240 rear tire that's gonna be sitting out there all on its own. It's gonna look all sick. And I also have their exhaust coming for the bike.